So after Shohei Ohtani's start in Cincinnati, as he shared that just his hip was bothering him, it was started early in the game, and Dave Roberts even added that it was pretty much due to just the humidity that was in Cincinnati. That happens to be the case also here in Tampa. The humidity is high, but even Shohei was saying he wasn't feeling it as much at the plate. It was only really when he was pitching. So Dave Roberts did add they feel good about where his buildup is at. Even Shohei said he felt good about getting up to 51 pitches in his last start, even though he wasn't able to get through 4 innings of work. So he is still online for this upcoming Wednesday back in Los Angeles. And other guys are continuing just to progress in regard to just the injury front. Tanner Scott's playing catch. Hiroki Sasaki's going to be facing hitters for the second time this weekend. And Max Muncy, I know we discussed earlier, but he'll be hopefully returning to the big league team early next week, guys.
All right, like adding a few more guys off the trade deadline right there. Thank you very much, Kirsten. We've talked really the last several weeks about what kind of toll pitching might take on Shohei's body, also as the full-time DH. We saw him leave that last start with cramps, Jerry, but Dave Roberts says he's going to be good to go to start Wednesday against the Cardinals, so that's certainly good news.
That is great news. Obviously, you know, when you're playing in Cincinnati in late July, now we're going to play in Tampa in early August. It is hot, it is humid, and it's so important that these guys continue to hydrate. That may have been an issue with Shohei Ohtani. I know he's got a lot to deal with being a hitter as well as a pitcher. Maybe didn't hydrate as much, or like he said, didn't really stretch like he would have liked to. But more importantly, he's fine. He will make his next start, and he's ready to go to pitch against the Cards.
Yeah, the best news is that he's ready to go for Wednesday here in LA. And so we know how the East Coast, the Northeast, the Southeast, they can get in the summer, and the humidity, and as much as you sweat, especially, you know, going from Boston to Cincinnati, now to Tampa. So this is a tolling, you know, road trip, but based on the fact that they're in places where it's hot, humid, and they're going to sweat. So you definitely have to hydrate. I've seen this happen to many guys, so it's not something that really, you know, gets me worried, or as long as they're saying that he's good to go, I know he's good to go. I was a little worried at first when I saw him come out, but, you know, right away they said it was just cramps. So it was good to see that, and it was good to see him stay in the lineup and continue to hit. That's the sign of the fact that it was just cramps. So good to go. I like that.
And really good timing as well. Shohei Ohtani will pitch on Wednesday, the same day the Dodgers are giving away Shohei Ohtani World Series ring at Dodger Stadium for that series finale against the Cardinals. Today's injury report is brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. Reliever Kirby Yates placed on the injured list with lower back pain. He last pitched Saturday in Boston. We heard Dave Roberts talking about it. Yates, 3 saves on the season, but has struggled for a good part of his first season in LA. The ERA is 4.31, and opponents hitting close to 250 against him. Yates and Dave Roberts have acknowledged the reliever's confidence has wavered as of late as well. Clayton Kershaw has started a game on the other side of the planet, on the Sydney Cricket Grounds. Adrian was there for that one, but Kershaw's never started a game at George Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. We have a game preview with Steven Nelson and Jessica Mendoza coming up next. It'll be the 34th different ballpark that Clayton Kershaw has pitched in, counting the postseason. Steven Nelson and Jessica Mendoza will have the call right now. They join us live from Tampa with a preview. Hi, Steven.
Hey, gentlemen. Happy Friday to you. Great to be back in the booth, and great to be with you, Jess. And first time here at Steinbrenner Field. But you have been here before. You've called games here. What can we expect tonight watching a Major League Baseball game played in the spring training facility?
Buckle up for the hitters. I mean, it's interesting, too, because a lot of times you think the humidity of Florida, you're not thinking, okay, balls are just going to fly. First of all, same dimensions as Yankee Stadium. Right. So you're talking 314 down the right field line, 318. But talking to Will Smith, Tommy Edman, the guys before the game, the ball is flying.
Really?
So they're just trying to get the ball in the air. It's going to be a lot of offense production. In fact, runs are up almost a run and a half per game in this stadium than anywhere else in the Bigs.
So a new place for the Dodgers and some newcomers on the other side of the trading deadline. Brock Stewart is back in the Dodger bullpen. Alex Call added to the bench. And Alex Freeland, while a newcomer to the big league level, he's going to be playing behind a future Hall of Famer in Clayton Kershaw tonight. He is no stranger to this region.
Yeah, Alex Freeland's pretty excited to be able to play just a few feet away from Clayton Kershaw, a guy he grew up looking up to, but also, honestly, growing up just down the road, having his debut, how good he looked.
And so Alex Freeland from a couple hours south on this same side of the Florida coast. And again, backing up Clayton Kershaw tonight, who has kind of gone the other way the last handful of starts here in the month of July. Going to try and right this ship. But as you heard Jess just say, the ballpark may not be kind to Clayton Kershaw and Shane Baz tonight.
Well, yeah, we're probably going to see a lot of offense this entire weekend if it's the last 4 months are any indication. All right, Stephen and Jessica, we'll see you guys coming up here at 4:30. Thank you very much. There were 52 trades made since our postgame show on Wednesday. Could not fit all of them on the screen. So here are some of the notable deals that went down. The Astros bringing back Carlos Correa. The Mariners get Eugenio Suarez, who was third in the National League in homers with the D-backs with 36. Mets added 2 big pieces to their bullpen, getting Ryan Helsley from the Cardinals, Tyler Rogers from the Giants. They also got outfielder Cedric Mullins from the Orioles. Padres went all in like they usually do, getting A's closer Mason Miller. They got first baseman Ryan O'Hearn, outfielder Ramon Laureano, both from the Orioles, and catcher Freddie Fermin from Kansas City. Even got J.P. Sears, a left-handed starting pitcher. The Phillies added Twins closer Yohan Duran and outfielder Harrison Bader. Now, the Padres were 9 games back at the Dodgers on the 4th of July, now just 3 games behind. They traded arguably the best prospect in the game yesterday, along with a bunch of other prospects, even a couple of young major league pitchers. Jerry, they added Mason Miller, who was to what was already probably the best bullpen in all of baseball.
I'll bring Shohei Ohtani to the plate. He's liked facing the Tampa Bay Rays in his career. At OPS 1221, the highest OPS all time.
His last 17 games against the Rays, hitting 365. There's a lot of teams he likes to face, but I'd put Tampa Bay at one of the top.
Ball one up and outside.
Especially here. I think Shohei's going to have a really good series coming off of 0 for 10 the last 2 games with 5 Ks, which only means that bat is due.
Tomahawks at foul. Checks on the Rays. Everybody's okay. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now just 1 for 13 against Cincinnati. Struck out 5 times. And there have been a lot of strikeouts of late for Ohtani. 18 punch outs in his last 9. But I'm with you, Jess. That just means that the bat's ready to erupt.
The biggest thing that we've seen is, teams are consistently attacking him with a fastball up, breaking ball changeups away, and he knows what's coming. He's not laid off that fastball that's been elevated. Something that Shane Baz likes to throw a lot.
99 down the pike. Ohtani takes it for strike 2. He's kind of been a 3 true outcome guy of late, Ohtani. His last 17 games, 8 homers, 12 walks, 26 strikeouts. Baz's 2-2 pitch. Ohtani not going to bite.
That's a great take. And that's, to me, a different approach for Shohei Ohtani. Yes, taking the fastball prior that was more middle means he was looking for something else, but you can tell he wants to swing here. Holds up with 2 strikes.
That fills the count for this payoff. And Ohtani takes his walk.
I love this at bat. He had gotten himself out. In fact, 2 of those strikeouts he saw in the last game, he didn't see a strike. Wanted to hit. Doc Roberts talked postgame about him just being more swing happy. Here he takes his walk.
And another run scored for Ohtani. Now 101 on the season. Entered this series on pace for nearly 149, which would be a franchise record currently held by your boy Hub Collins. In 1890 scored 148.
So my boy.
Look out, a ball is on the ground, the bat is in the air, drops in front of Lau, and Ohtani reaches.
Whoa.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Of all the things, too, we always say never with unless it's Ohtani. I mean, yes, bats have splintered off, but this goes all the way to Brandon Lau.
It beat the ball to the spot.
Listen to the sound.
And you understand Lau, he had to make sure that
wasn't going to spear him.
Tells you everything there. 1-2 for Ohtani. 2 outs and Freeland on first. Off the glove of Lau into right field. Freeland to third. The inning continues. Yeah, baseballs and barrels are seeking Brandon Lau tonight.
I was going to say, just picking on Brandon Lau after a spear that he hit at him, sliced off his bat. Couldn't field the ball. Now he just hits a shot past him. Another hit in the inning for the Dodgers.
Another hit for Ohtani, and we said it before his first plate appearance was complete. He came into this series scuffling 0 for his last 10, 1 for 13 in Cincinnati. He's reached 3 times today. He has 2 base hits.
Every time you see 0 for 10, it's like, all right, he's going to get on base 3 times.
What?
He has his own towel here.
It's a blanket?
Blanket? I'm thinking because we're in Tampa, if you need a blanket, maybe
For the beach, the park?
like a microfiber towel.
Textile expert.
That's now back-to-back games with a home run for you. I know that this year has been a little bit of a grind, but I have to imagine this is the best you're feeling right now.
Yeah, it feels good. I'm glad I was able to hold it after an off day, so that's nice. I feel good, so hopefully I can carry it into this nice hot game tomorrow.
Of course, you hear all the chants, but can you tell me just what was the biggest adjustment you think that's led to these results?
I wish I could give you a pinpoint. It's baseball, and I've been grinding. The work in the cage has been a lot better, so I don't know if it's a confidence thing or what, a swing change, but I don't know. I'm not going to try and guess what it is, and I'm just going to try and keep it going.
As much as it was a stickier one out here, Clayton Kershaw, how impressive was he, as well as Justin Robleski?
Yeah, I mean, Clayton's Clayton. Finds a way. I think he was at the pool all day with his kids yesterday and just comes out here and fires 6 shutout innings. Nothing surprises me with him. That's the reason why he's the first ballot Hall of Famer, and he showed it again, and Justin was awesome closing it down, getting saved.
So as much as you guys are facing the Rays, this is the Yankee spring training facility. You happen to be really good against the Yankees during the postseason. Does it kind of feel familiar, like home here?
Well, I played here a lot in my life, being on this side of the country during spring training. So it's nothing new. So I'm kind of used to everything, but I wouldn't say it's a Yankee thing.
All right, Freddie. Well, congratulations on this win and starting the series on a high note.
Thank you, Kirsten.
Really good sign for Freddie Freeman tonight. He didn't hit his first home run in the month of July until the Dodgers' final game of July.
Clayton, just when you look at this outing, it kind of there's a little bit of traffic, but how you were able to get out of it, navigate through their lineup, just kind of what was the key for you and how you got through this one?
Yeah, I think it was just better command overall today. Slider is definitely better. You know, obviously, last one in Boston wasn't very good, so able to throw the slider a little bit more. Curveball for strikes, which was nice. You know, Will did a good job. Identified that they're basically taking that early, so be able to get ahead with that was nice. And then, you know, just got some big outs when I needed to. Second inning had some traffic, able to get out of that. And then that last thing in the 6th, same thing, just got some big outs there. So sometimes it's just the difference in the game is just getting the outs when they matter.
Between the Boston one and this one, was there anything you found in specific that maybe you went back to just for the kind of the sharpness?
No, honestly, I think just keep getting the reps in, and I had a better bullpen in between starts this one, so you know some days you just feel better than others, and today felt all right.
Is it like just pitching in this ballpark?
Yeah, I mean it's spring training. You know, it definitely feels kind of spring training. I know they've done the best they can, so. Good crowd though. It's fun to see like every seat filled, which is good, and you know you just try to treat it like every game, I guess. But yeah, definitely like you feel like you're in spring training a little bit just with everything that's around, and it's definitely not cool. I'll tell you that.
You see just Clayton Kershaw really grind through this outing and find ways to be very efficient.
I think that's what it was. There's a lot of strike throwing, and that's his hallmark, and a lot of early contact, and I just felt he was in a good rhythm. I thought Will and him were on the same page tonight and mixed well. The breaking ball, fastball to both sides of the plate, and just kind of getting some funky swings. And, you know, in conditions like this with the humidity, it's really important to be efficient, and he was.
How have you seen Justin just really step into this bulk inning guy who can shut down games, especially when you have a 5-0 lead, things like that?
It's great. Justin is great in the sense that he's up for anything, and he's all in, and, you know, he knows when his number's called, he's going to go out there and go as hard as he can for as long as he can. And tonight he did a good job of spelling the bullpen, and for us to use one guy out of the pen was huge and get guys all reset, as we go into the weekend. But really good. You see him, the strike throwing, kind of going after guys, getting quick outs, and there were some strikeouts late. So, again, he's just continuing to do what he's done for the last month.
What's Freddie done differently these last 10 games with the turnaround at the plate?
Well, I think that there was a mechanical thing that he saw a couple weeks ago, and I think with that, he's given himself a little bit more space to be able to shoot balls the other way, not be underneath. Even the ball today, he got to a fastball down and in, which he hadn't done much, before that. And so I just think he's covering more pitches, and he's in a good place with his mechanics and feeling good.
Is this the kind of turnaround and you guys talk about before the lineup kind of look more like themselves? Is this a good sign, at least for him, about kind of how these last 2 months might look?
It is, and kind of just the way it is the way the roster is set up is, those guys got to be themselves, and when they are themselves, bless you, it just makes it easy for everyone. And not that it's pressure, but it's just go out there and be who you are, and have guys like tonight, Freddie and Will picked us up. Shohei got a couple knocks, and and at the back end, I thought Freeland continues to shine and looks comfortable in a major league uniform. So, again, it starts with the pitching that Clayton gave us tonight.
Dave, what can be said? I mean, I know this is a smaller ballpark and a little bit uncharacteristic, but what can be said about the reception for Shohei and your team in general with a restricted crowd like this?
I thought the energy was good. We as the Dodgers, we travel well. People want to see Shohei play, and people want to see us play, and it was a packed house, and I just think that the Rays baseball is doing the best they can, and so the conditions, it was hot out there and humid, but I think that everyone's making the most of it. But I'd pay money to watch Shohei play too.
Doc, with the events the last couple of days, other teams are trying to get better. The Padres seem to be loading up. How does all this affect you, the way you're looking at your ball club from here to the end?
I don't think, in all honesty, I don't think it affects us. A lot of teams got better, and that's what teams try to do that are, competing at the deadline. But I think for us, I love the core of our club, and certainly with the guys that we have coming back, and it really doesn't affect us. I just feel like, we just got to focus on ourselves, and I know it sounds trite and boring, but we got to play our own baseball, and, if we do that, I feel we're the best team.
About Kershaw's outing that seemed to give you guys a lot of frustrating at-bats.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's had about as much pitchability as any pitcher in baseball over the last 2 decades, and he had it going on today. He threw the cutter where he wanted, the fastball, the split, and certainly the curveball. I know he's a little different version of himself now, but he still can really pitch and change eye levels, change speeds, and just kept off balance. I felt like we got a little aggressive expanding out of the zone, and when we got guys on, probably he made some of his best pitches.
I believe all 5 Dodger runs were scored off Boz's cutter. Were they seeing that pitch well tonight, or is there something else that you saw in the outing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they were seeing the pitch well or not. I thought, he had a big fastball. It's a good hitting team like we talked about before, and they just, if they got pitches to handle, it seemed like they handled them. They handled with guys on base, put some early pressure on with, a base runner, then a walk to Ohtani, or walk, double, and then another double. Kind of started them off hot, and they just had a bunch of good at-bats, were able to lengthen out the pitch count pretty high to get to 100 pitches. Around 5 is a territory we don't normally like to be.
Boz had a lot of swing and miss, a lot of strikeouts.
Yep.
Is that an indication that he was missing pitches when they were putting the bat on the ball?
Look, I think, Boz's stuff, he's going to create strikeouts when he features the stuff he had tonight. There's a little bit of a lack of familiarity with, between Boz and those hitters and him. There was probably a benefit to that. But they make adjustments within the at-bat. They make adjustments, at-bat to at-bat. And they're just very good at doing that. And it seems like, when they needed big hits or to kind of keep the line moving, they were able to do that.
We talk about this kind of thing when a team's not going well, but are the batters like squeezing the bat too tight, trying to do too much in these situations?
Maybe. I mean, but I think today you got to give credit to Kershaw. I mean, we're just at a point right now where we're not able to overcome when we don't make a play defensively, we don't overcome it. When we don't make a pitch, we're not overcoming it. And when we got guys on base and opportunities, we're not getting the big hit. So, I mean, it is kind of a snowball effect. It is the opposite of where we were, what we continue to talk about a month ago. You know, we're just not getting it done.
I know it didn't have a lot to do with the game, but how impressed have you been with Seymour since he's been up here?
He did a nice job. He's done a really nice job, and, you know, we kind of, the role has been a little unique, something that he hasn't done. He's been a starter and had a lot of success in the minor leagues starting. And then, you know, I think our thought moving forward is to try to keep him in that role that he was in tonight, 2 innings. I mean, we got jammed up over the road trip where it was some 1 inning outings just out of need. We needed somebody to throw, but I mean, he's going up against really good hitters, and he's able to command the ball and throw 3 or 4 pitches for a strike. I mean, very impressed. I was impressed with him. I was impressed with Mason Montgomery. That's 4 outings since he's been back. 3 of them been pretty dominant. He's doing good. I mean, he had some good at-bats, lined out to left. I think he got a base hit early on in the game. Made a nice backhand play way in the hole, so happy to have him back. I think you got to let the player be who the player is, and certainly we want him to be mindful. He knows he's better for us when he's on the field, and whatever decisions he decides to make to help us win a game, trust that he'll make the good ones.